I'm Tia Borden with MiningIR. Beside me is Bruce McLeod, President and CEO of Sabina Gold and Silver. Bruce, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Are you enjoying PDAC so far?
Well, it's been busy. I've been mostly off premises, but it's the first time I've been able to get down to the show floor this morning, and it certainly seems busy.
It is. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the company and where you guys are located?
Sure. We're headquartered in Vancouver, BC, and our asset is in southwestern Nunavut, the Back River Gold District. And we're an advanced stage explorer developer, actually in construction now on the Goose Mine, and moving it towards production in the first quarter of 2025.
And you're currently working on a big flagship project. Can you give us the details about that project?
Well, Back River is a project we acquired in 2009. It was at that point about 2.2 million ounces in global resources. We've got a very good exploration team that understands these deposit types, banded iron formations, and they've been successful in growing it from a little over 2.2 million ounces to over 9 million ounces in our last published resource in global resources in all categories. And now moving it forward to production.
What is Nunavut like as a mining jurisdiction?
Nunavut is as you know, the newest territory in Canada. And when it broke away from the Northwest Territories, it was on the extinguishment of all Inuit land claims. So one of the few territories that has no active land claims. And when that was created under the Nunavut Agreement, it also has one of the most modern permitting regimes in Canada. And it really does take a lot of the principles on things like the United Nations UNDRIP, and those are embedded into that permitting process. So it's a modern territory when it comes to the permitting, but it's been a long time of production of minerals from that territory. You know, back to Kaminko, Polaris, Baffinland, Agnico Eagle has been very successful with now 4 operations in Nunavut. So it's got a long history of successful operations working in Nunavut.
Can you tell us a bit about your recent accolades?
Well, one of the reasons we are at PDA this year is we were the winner of the Environmental and Sustainability Award at the PDA for 2021. And working in an area in Nunavut that we are dealing with very active Inuit groups, I think that is an accolade. I think that it makes me proud of particularly our team. You have to be best in class. You've got to take sustainability and social license very seriously in order to be successful. And a lot of work went into this. And the permitting process is arduous in Nunavut because they really demand that it's done right. And we've successfully navigated that, and a lot of that is our team. Matthew Pickard is our VP of Environment and Sustainability. Without him and his stewardship and the team that he's created under him, I do not believe that we would have been successful in permitting it, and the accolades that came with showing and showcasing a project that can meet criteria of Aboriginal groups that are in fact your landowner.
Now, there are a lot of challenges in the capital markets right now. How do you plan to navigate those challenges?
Well, we're pretty fortunate in that since February, we raised over $807 million in equity and debt. So our capital raising is behind us, which allows us to really focus on execution and delivery of our project. And we've overfinanced the project by a significant amount compared, if we look at our feasibility in 2021 of $560 million. And part of it is we know we are in an inflationary environment. With that being said, we're already 40% of our civil works are complete and about 70% of our major components been procured, and we're trending at about 14% over our 2021 feasibility. And in that feasibility, we also have contingency. So we're well within the realms of what a project would be successful at this time. One of the challenges in working in the north is when you're dealing with seasonal sea lifts, is you have to order the equipment and supplies 18 months ahead to ensure that you can have them delivered on time. So one of the fortunate things for us is one of our biggest challenges came to one of our bigger opportunities, that we were able to order a lot of those major supplies far before we needed them, and some of those far before this inflationary pressures took hold, and that's allowed us to actually be ahead of the curve and hopefully be able to deliver a project on time and on budget.
Pays to be prepared.
And in the North, you have to be prepared. You can't leave anything to chance.
What are some catalysts that investors should be aware of in the next few months?
We're still working on optimization of our feasibility. We have been hitting some very high grades, some bonanza grades in some of the early areas of the deposit. I suspect that we're going to try and incorporate those into the early years of the mine life. We've talked about an expansion from 3,000 to 4,000 tons a day, rather than the feasibility being at the end of year 2, doing it immediately. Continued exploration, where we continue to be able to show that we really do understand the geology, the structural controls of these deposits, try and deliver much better than average grades. And by the way, these are the highest grade undeveloped open pits in the world. So, grade is certainly not something that's been a bit of an issue. And certainly continued construction and execution updates and showcasing what we've been able to achieve on the project.
What separates Sabina from other junior mining companies?
The asset, number one, is you can have the best team in the world, but we've got a deposit that we've grown from 2 to 9.2 million ounces. All of our deposits are still open, wonderful grades. The economics are clear. Our team is best in class. We've done this before, from anything from financing, permitting, construction, and building, and understanding that we have to be good stewards of this asset, that we're working in somebody else's territory, and taking those things to heart and really doing what we're saying that what we're going to do. So I think if you put all those together, and again, a project that's financed, that we're not looking to tap the financial markets, it's really, we can focus on execution and delivery. So I think that does separate us from many of our peers.
And is there anything else that you'd like to leave our investors with before I let you go?
Oh God, there's lots. As any CEO, I could talk about this story for quite a long time. But if there are, look, our team is open, and if there's any questions, we'd love to take them, email or by telephone, and again, direct them to our website at www.sabinagoldsilver.com.
Great, thank you so much for joining me today.